Okay, everything looks like it should be working. And hey guys, this is Gary Pope from Late to the Table, and this is basically another vlog that I'm going to be doing, giving you guys updates on things going on with the channel and things in life in general. And this time I actually wrote down notes so I won't be scrambling on things. It's just a couple little pointers on things I'd like to talk about. So first off, the first thing I like to bring up is the I'm going to Dice Tower Con this year. I'm actually going to a couple different conventions this year. I'm going to Dice Tower Con, and I'm also going to PAX Unplugged as well. In terms of what I'm going to be doing at each of those things, they're still up for discussion. I'm trying to figure those things out. But I know for certain 3 things I'm doing at Dice Tower Con. I actually have them online and everything, and I'm going to be posting the links down below in the description. But the first thing is I'm going to be running 2 reviews. The 2 reviews I'm going to be doing are, I'm going to be reviewing One Night Ultimate Alien. That is one. And the second game I'm going to be reviewing is Insider. Now, the way I'm doing these reviews is a little bit different than what most other channels do. Is basically what I'm doing is I'm not reviewing the games at all. I'm not, for the most part, I haven't decided if I'm going to do it or not yet, but I don't think I'm going to be giving my opinions on the games. What I'm doing instead is I'm getting the opinions of everyone else that's playing the game. So I'm going to get footage of people playing the game. I'm going to get their opinions, and I'm going to be asking them questions as to everything like that, and I'm going to make them into videos. So those are the 2 reviews we're going to be doing. The third event is not a review. It's nothing even for my YouTube channel at all. I was on the Dice Tower Conventions Facebook group, and someone requested, like, hey, is there anyone running like a speed dating event? And I was just like, okay, that sounds interesting. And I was seeing if anyone else had interest, and within that night it seemed like a bunch of people had interest in doing the event. So I went through everything. I saw everyone that wanted to do it. I went online. I've never ran the event before, and I was just like, you know what, if no one takes it up to do it upon themselves, then I'll do it. So I looked online, looked up how to run a speed dating event. Never done anything like that before. I run a lot of events, but this was new to me. I looked up what was needed. I tried looking up different ways to speeding up the process, because I don't want to be sitting there all night organizing this whole speed dating thing. I'd rather do the event, get people to know who they matched up with, and then go do my own thing at the Dice Tower Con. And so that's going to be happening. That's going to be happening on the first night. I think the scheduled time is 7 p.m., but I'll double check that. But like I said, the links will be in the description below. So if you're interested in it, you can check it out. The next thing is that, like I said before, I'm also going to be at PAX Unplugged. PAX Unplugged literally has almost no information released about it. So far, the only thing I've been able to find is that there's been several publishers that have been announced that are going to it. Besides that, though, there's not much else. But they're saying that the size of the convention is going to be comparable to Origins. So we're going to be getting another major convention up here in the Northeast. I mean, is Origins considered Northeast? I guess so. Borderline. It's like, I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to consider this one definitely a Northeast major convention. And since it's going to be the first one, I'm definitely going to that one, especially since it's not that far away from me at all. Now, the next thing I want to bring up is that while at the same time there was a good amount of positive feedback from me announcing that I was being sponsored by TopShelfGamers.com, there was also people that were, I guess you could say, frustrated by it, or they weren't fans of it. And the immediate response to it was in the very next video after I announced it was I made a video about how I think Scythe coins, in my opinion, are the best coins, which to this day I still think so. Now, people were saying that I was saying that just because I was sponsored, and I want people to get the coins because I was sponsored. Now, my response to that is that coins are not cheap. So this is something I've repeated tons and tons of times in comments on Reddit everywhere. Coins are not cheap. Now, a lot of these videos I'm doing, if you've noticed so far, the most expensive one I've done so far is the bag one. That's with each item that I'm bringing up is a $20 item. The coins, the Scythe coins were 30 bucks. Yeah, they're 30 bucks. I'm actually making a follow-up video to that because people were suggesting the Seafall coins, and those looked really great. So I was like, oh, let me get coins for that and make a video for that. Those coins, I just looked it up today, are 50 bucks, including the shipping. So it's like if I guess the best way to put it is I've noticed one thing that people like and what people don't like. And guess it's not necessarily that I made a video that seemed like it was a sponsorship video. What it seemed like was I made a video that was about Scythe coins, just at like with my other videos, I never really pushed one single item. I pushed several different items. And then I basically I gave you your judgment call, and I would give my opinions at the end of the video as well. So I guess what I'm going to be doing from here on out, except for the coins. Coins are the exception. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going along with the whole coins idea while I'm making one video at a time. I'm not going to sit there and spend $200-300 on a bunch of coins and then realize I don't like 80% of them, or 80% of them were not worth the price or cost or whatever. So what I'm going to be doing from here on out is, I think the best way I'm going to go about it is that when I have a subject that I want to talk about, let's say, for example, if I'm going to further talk about bags, first I'll make one big video that shows what kind of bags you should be looking for, what are like an overall 101 kind of video, and then I'll suggest a few like of what to get. And then I'll follow up with videos after that with single saying, hey, here's a new bag, or here's a new whatever, and I'll compare it to all of the ones I've done in the past. I won't do side-by-side comparisons because sometimes we won't even have the items anymore, but I'll make comparisons to what I've liked about the ones in the past, and does this one beat this one in this certain circumstance or what have you. So I think I'm going to go like that, go with that way for the future now, except coins. Coins, I'm doing one video at a time. So one item at a time, that is. So, but I just wanted to address that because a lot of people seemed upset and they weren't fans of it. They didn't like how I just made a one item video, and I claimed it as what I think is the best, which I'm going to make this a challenge right now. Every single coin video I put out from here on out, I'm going to compare every single one to Scythe. And until Scythe is beaten in terms of cost and how good the product is, that's staying at number one. And I already know the only way it's going to lose is if some freak accident happens or some new coin is released. So I'm pretty certain until then, that's going to remain number one for a long time. So that's just what I wanted to address about the whole sponsorship thing and the whole Scythe coin video and stuff like that. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, and speaking of that, like I was saying before, how making a whole big coin video would be pretty expensive. I thought of an idea to help with the cost of things. Now, I'm sponsored, and some things with the sponsorship, just to mention, is that because people thought this was the case in my thing, the products I'm getting through the sponsorship are not free, which is why I think it works like this, because I'm not being told what to get. I'm not being told what to review. I'm not being told what to advertise. So I get to go out there and pick what I want. So the things are not free. Long story short, I'm basically, just to avoid the details, I'm basically getting a pretty good discount, and basically whatever I sell, I make commission. So besides that, it's just, it's basically, I'm not going to be showing products that I don't have interest in anyways, because I'm still having to get the items myself anyways. So, which brings up the next thing. I was thinking of doing a Patreon, and the reason why I was thinking about doing a Patreon is two reasons. It's actually, the funny thing is, I'm moving from this house. It's just to put these two things together. I'm moving from this house in about within the next like 8 months or so, and I have a lot of stuff here. And over the past 2-3 years that I've been here, I went from literally all the stuff I've had, I went through condensing it like 3-4 times, because I moved a few times within like a span of a couple years because of random situations. It was really random. Like one of the situations, for example, my roommate decided to quit his job, sell all of his stuff, and then move to California. And so I had to find a new place because of that. So I went from really condensing everything I own, and then I've been here for 2-3 years. And that was actually when I started building a game collection, like a really big one now at this point. And not only do I have a lot of games, I've been getting a lot of stuff because of the YouTube channel. I have a lot of video editing equipment. I have a lot of just random items and stuff like that. So I was thinking of doing a Patreon, one to help I guess you could say pay for some of the things I'm getting for the channel for like reviews and stuff like that. And this other thing is to get rid of the stuff because um, when it comes down to it, like for example, I'm looking in the corner of my room right now, and there's just a bag full of like there's a bag. Okay, there's several bags full of stuff. There's bags full, and some of these are going to be future video spoilers. There's a bag full of card sleeves. There's a bag full of just different kinds of bags, like not the bags, big bags I was doing, but like plastic bags. Like I literally have a bag full of different kinds of plastic bags. I have a bag full of, what is that bag full of? Oh man, I can't see what that one's full of. I think that's full of boxes. Yeah, that's full of different kinds of little containers and boxes, which I just made the video for the other day. So it's like I have just stuff, and a lot of the stuff I'm not even going to be using, or it's like it would be forever until I use them. So I was like, okay, so if I'm going to make a Patreon page, I didn't want to make a pointless one where I'm just sitting there asking for money. I wanted to do something where it's like it'll help not only myself out with the expenses of the channel, but also help you guys out and be a cool little thing you guys can contribute. And also been thinking of other ideas to add to it. So what does it do? So I was thinking of making one. It's not up yet or anything like that. I actually haven't even worked out the kinks and how I could do things. So I'm not. This is a work in progress sort of thing. But I was thinking thinking of doing a Patreon where, like, say for example, if you donate $1 every month, every single time you donate $1, it gives you like one entry or something like that. And the more higher up the levels you go, the more entries you get. But basically once a month, I'll just do a goodie bag where I just like fill up a box full of stuff and I just send it out to whoever who wins it. Like for example, like if I was to do a goodie bag this month, I would get a box. I would fill it with one of the bags I don't even use from the original bag video. Then I would get like 100 card sleeves, put it in there, and it'll be like all different kinds of sleeves too. Like that's one of the things that's, I guess, is one of the good and the bad things about it, is that I'm not necessarily being like, oh, okay, I'm going to give you one center idea. I guess it'll just be an assortment of things, like almost like a what are those subscription boxes that people do? It'll be like something like that, except you're not getting it every month, but you can essentially maybe win it, and you could get it as low as $1. And not only that, in the future, I was actually thinking about doing this for future videos. This would be another Patreon thing. But I have to work out the kinks in this, and I probably wouldn't be able to do this until I maybe get like, I guess you could say, if I work out things with publishers to help with this, because this could get really expensive for me. But it'd be such a cool idea to do, is if I made my own deluxe version of a game. And I'll be doing that with the help of Top Shelf Gamer as well. But what I'm saying is, like, let's say, for example, if I got a bland regular, I'm trying to look at my own game shelf. Let's say if I got a bland version of Patchwork. Actually, that'd be a really good, actually, I might even make that my first video. I get a bland version of Patchwork. And basically what I do with that is I'll take that and I'll just make it into a deluxe video. Almost, I guess you could say a deluxe version. I guess you could almost compare it to, if you watch the Board Game Breakfast segment, what's his name? I always forget his name. But it's the guy who does he makes the he basically customized games. He does like the craziest things with them every single time. I always forget his name, and it's going to take me too long to go over there and look at it and find his name. But if you watch the Board Game Breakfast, you know exactly which guy I'm talking about. But I was thinking about doing something like that where I take a game and I won't go to the extremes of what he does, where I guess you could say he's making custom things. He's doing like woodwork. He's like doing like professional printing, graphics, and everything like that. But I would go as far as saying, like, I would do something where it's like you guys can make your own version of it and you can go crazier than what I do. Like, for example, with Patchwork, I would take Patchwork. One of the most simplest things I would add to that is I would add buttons, of course. Another thing I would add to it is I'll probably like see if I could find like an insert online or something like that, throw that into the box as well. Maybe even like all of the little tile pieces, like I'll get it like a piece of cloth and then like cut it up and then replace all of the cloth with that. And just do little things where it's like, it's not something in which it would take you a drastically long time to do. And even sometimes all might do is you might just have to buy the things and then just throw it in the box and then you're all set. You might not even have to do any crafts or anything. And I was thinking of doing that with games. And then if I get everything working right, I would also make that like a Patreon thing where it's like not only do you get the random stuff, but like that deluxe version that I just made in that video, you will get that as well that month. I just have to work out the kinks in that and see if that's worth it or what I can do with that. Because, I mean, if you go crazy with some of these games, that could be really expensive. Like, I could see, for example, if I did that with, if I did that with Blood Rage, for example, where if I was just like, okay, here's the deluxe version of Blood Rage. You paint every single miniature in the box. Not only do you paint all the miniatures, you get the insert for it. You get the custom tokens that you could get in the Kickstarter version. You get the extra minis. You then like get all of the bottom tiles on it and you color them like grass and stuff like that. And you do all of this other stuff. You replace like, I don't know, you just go crazy with it. And I can see something like that costing like $150 just to upgrade that game. So it's like, I'd like to see if I could avoid that, but it's an idea for future videos that I'd like to do where it's like I do like a deluxe game of the month where I'll take a random game off my shelf or one that I could work out with and make a deluxe version of it. So, not only was that going into what I'd like to do for Patreon and, but like also going into future ideas for videos. What's another thing? Oh, I'm thinking about making groups. And the reason why I think about making groups is I wasn't thinking about doing this at first, but then I noticed that a lot of people are giving good ideas on both Reddit and on the YouTube videos themselves. And not that I don't like it, but one of the problems with it is that, for example, on Reddit, it's a great collective. I love posting on Reddit. I'm on Reddit all the time if you guys haven't noticed. But one of the issues with it is that, let's say, for example, if I do the container video, which I just did, so many great ideas come on that thread. But then the thread fades into the distance and it disappears 24 hours later. So basically, people are missing out on those ideas unless they specifically go looking for it. So I was thinking about making a Facebook group and also a BoardGameGeek guild, depending, because you kind of need both nowadays, because if people don't want to be on Facebook, then they're going to be on BoardGameGeek. I'm active on both of them, so I can manage both of them and talk to people on both. But I just wanted to do that because I wanted to keep the discussion going. So if people have an idea, if they just happen to miss that day looking online, they can still see these discussions going. So I'm thinking about making both of those. And of course, with the BoardGameGeek Guild, I'll make a micro badge and everything like that. And also, I'll be giving out away free micro badges until I run out of Geek Gold, which I should have a considerable amount. I think I have like a good 1,000 or more or something like that. But anyways, but that's, like I said, but I didn't actually say this yet now. But those ideas haven't been created yet. It's something in which it's in the works, probably within the next week, maybe two. Worst case scenario, they're going to be definitely done within the next month. I'll have a BoardGameGeek guild up with the micro badges and a Facebook group up and running. So be sure to keep an eye out for those. I'll be sure to probably mention those in another vlog when they are released or something like that. Besides that, I have no other real conversations to specific things to go about, to talk about. I guess maybe just new videos I'm thinking about. Let's give spoilers up to the next couple videos. So I already gave a spoiler about the I'm making the Seafall coin video. I already gave a spoiler about the sleeves. I'm doing a sleeves 101 video. I'm doing a poker chips video, which that's going to be really basic. Like, I only have 2 different types of poker chips, and I kind of want to get a third one so you could get literally the entire spectrum of poker chips. So that's another one. There's the plastic bags, and I'm not going to say what the subject is, but there is also another top 5 playlist in the works where it's and it's I guess it's in the same veins of my first one, which was the top 4 gateway games that are not really gateway games, in which it's a top 5 list that's kind of like also a tips like it's a helpful list. It's not just my opinions. It's a one that gets you kind of thinking about things, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to really talk about. I want to say covered everything this time, because last time I forgot a couple things and I remembered to address them this time. So, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out everything else on the channel. Thanks for all the support. I mean, actually, literally, I don't think I've actually said this yet, but thanks so much for the support that I've been getting on these videos. I've been getting a ton of feedback. And not only that, like, I also accept all the criticism as well. Like, when people say things, I'm not listening to it with a blind ear. I'm actively listening to it, and I'm actually trying to always improve on those things. So it's always great to hear the criticism along with the compliments. If anything, I would almost go as far as saying I enjoy the criticism more than the compliments, because the criticism, for me personally, I'm the kind of person that criticizes things, but I don't take it as, I'm not doing it to be mean. I'm doing it because it's like I'm looking at something and I'm like, I really like what's going on here. I really like this. I think this will put it to the next level. And that's kind of what I see when I see other people criticize me as well, is that it's like I take it as they look at something and they, instead of walking away and ignoring it or never watching it or stop paying attention to it, they're like, hey man, like, I like what you're doing. You got to fix this. Or like it's things, bad things might, not bad things might happen, but like you won't progress. So, I love everything that I'm hearing from you guys. So thanks for all the feedback. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the criticism. I take it to heart and I enjoy reading all of it. And but yeah, thanks for all the support. Thanks for the support on Reddit. Thanks for support subscribers and watching my channel. I actually did not think the channel would become, I guess you could say, I didn't think it would be growing this much this quickly. I thought, to be honest, I wasn't expecting to hit like 200 subscribers until maybe now. And I mean, even for me to have gone ahead and gotten like one of my first videos got 1,000 views, I was even surprised at that as well. But yeah, thanks for everything, guys. But yeah, I have nothing else to give you right now. So this is Gary Pope from Late to the Table. See you next time. Peace. Thanks for watching Late to the Table. This episode is brought to you by my go-to place for upgrades and accessories for your favorite tabletop games, Top Shelf Gamer.